Welcome, Bradd Marquis, to Champagne and Conversations. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you? How are you?
Good. Oh my goodness. Thank you for joining us. Today is February 1st, and guys, we are opening up Black History Month with Bradd Marquis. I am so happy that we were able to book this date. He actually was just telling us that he just literally slid into this interview today. So we are
Don't
thanking
say that.
him.
Don't say that because he was sliding a whole lot. That was not fun.
He slid into this conversation today, but we're happy that you are here. We're happy that you are safe and that you were able to really, tap into us today and share your new project.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So let's talk about what you have going on with "Blowing in the Wind," which is your new single.
Yeah, Blown in the Wind, my new single. It's actually a live version of it, of the song.
Uh-huh.
We recorded it last year. We were on tour last year, and this last show of our tour. We're actually we're on tour this year as well for the music of Sam Cooke, starring myself, Bradd Marquis, and the Magnificents, which is my band. And
Okay.
they are magnificent. That's why they got the name. So we were in Jersey, William Patterson University, and I decided I just wanted to record the show.
Okay.
So, we got all the camera crews and all that stuff to come in, and we just the house asked us if we wanted to record the audio for it, and we hadn't even thought about that because we had, went into the studio, and my initial idea was to align what we had recorded in the studio with the footage from the show. I don't know why I thought that, because I don't perform it the same exact way. But so they asked me if I wanted to record the house, and I said, sure, record the show. And it came out amazing.
Yeah.
And so Blowing in the Wind, that was the first single that we decided to release from the live version of the Music of Sam Cooke show.
Yes.
And so and here it is, and in all its glory, and hopefully, everybody loves it, and then hopefully it inspires and moves you in some kind of way.
Yeah, so now let's talk about how we got to your love, your interest for wanting to do the remake of Sam Cooke's music.
Hmm. It found me. I say it all the time. It found me. I was coming off of a residency, acting residency, and I didn't want to sit around and wait for the next opportunity. So I just, I was sitting on a friend's house, and she gave me a book called Dream Boogie, the
Uh-huh.
autobiography of Sam Cooke. And I had heard previously from producers, oh, you look like Sam Cooke. We should record a song or two of his, but we never got
Oh,
around to it.
okay.
Never got around to it. So when she said that, she gave me the book, I borrowed it, and I read it twice, cover to cover. And then I started doing research and listening to all of his music. And lo and behold, I knew a lot of it because my grandparents used to play it, and it came, once I told them about it, it was kind of something that connected us even more, me and my grandparents, and things that we can
Sure.
discuss, and starting to hear more and more of their stories and more from that time. And it just grew organically. And I did a show in 2009 at the Triad Theater in New York, sold it out, and the crowd, I mean, you look out in the crowd and it's a little bit of everything. It's white, black, old, young,
Yeah.
it's everything, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I just been doing it ever since, periodically, randomly, and it just grew and grew and grew. And now here we are, on our second tour,
Yes.
just booking more and more dates every year. And the show's gotten bigger, went from a 4-piece band, and now we have a 9-piece band,
So
and we're just on the road.
congratulations for
Thank
that. Like cheers
thank
to you for that.
thank you. Thank you. And
Yes.
we're on the road, burning down houses and spreading that good word.
Absolutely. And guys, I do want to share with you that we totally did not have a wardrobe plan. But I just want Bradd to sit back
All
so
right,
you can
we got
see that
we good.
his t-shirt says all love all the time. And
Mhm.
then of course I have it here. So we were laughing because this wasn't planned, of course, but when you're aligned and you're vibing, that's just what we get, right? So
Yeah.
yes, thank you for that. Um, So yes, now we came in on a song that I do love, which is "Love Is."
Love will find a way.
Yes, love will find a way. And so let's talk about that because that has an interesting storyline.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That was on my third album. Thank you, my thank you album.
Yeah, thank
And,
you.
it was. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I remember I hadn't written a song that I liked for a very long period of time. It probably been like 6 or 7 years between you know my writing spurts. I did my first two albums, within 2 years. I just couldn't stop writing. I probably wrote hundreds of songs, and then I just went blank and I couldn't write anything. But just because you're not writing doesn't mean you're not accumulating experiences.
Mm,
And I was accumulating experiences.
nice.
I was still living life. I was still, dating. I was still in relationships. I was still making mistakes. I was still, just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so when I finally got in that moment again, that's that poured out of me. And I literally uh, wrote about 10 songs in 5 days. And,
Wow.
and about 9 of them made my thank you album.
Nice,
You-
nice. That is so cool. And now, even in a deeper layer of that conversation, the remake that you shared that Sam Cooke, you said he would have wanted to do. Let's talk about how that came. Like, how did you discover that? And of course, you being able to do it is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he just researching his music and studying him and trying to eat everything Sam Cooke, YouTube and music and things of that nature. And, reading the book, he talks about Blowing in the Wind. And
Yeah,
he talks about the impact that that song had on him. Here he is striving to be this big pop star. Here he is striving to, be this entrepreneurial mogul during his time, which was unheard of in itself. And he was
yeah,
successful at that. But here, this white guy who's writing more in-depth music about the condition of Black America than him. And it just struck him a certain way. And so he covered it, but then we noticed the music after that became more conscious. The a change
sure.
the change is gonna comes, and he's
Yeah,
music before his untimely death had transitioned to more activism, inspiring, uplifting kind of things, and a more away from just pop love songs or R&B soul love
right,
songs,
right.
and really started being more in depth about the condition of Black America and his desire to inspire others, you know
Sure.
and that was one of the songs that moved him in that direction.
Yeah, and it's so, so timely at this point because of what we're going through coming out of
Mhm.
COVID and just
Yeah,
the world has not recovered in its
right.
entirety. I don't know, it looks like it's kind of
And
going,
we will never fully recover. It was very traumatic. It's still, I don't know if people have even dealt with the trauma or even
right,
acknowledged the
right.
severity of the trauma.
Slowly,
Slowly,
slowly, because it
right?
was in so many layers. It was just the unknown, and then actually our personal situations, extensions of ours, and
Mhm.
then of course work related things, and then the world in and of itself. So
Mhm.
I think that that's timely, as well as the fact that we are in Black History Month. And I think that that's amazing that you are celebrating and sharing your music during Black History Month.
Absolutely. I mean, and we know what we've gone through, from the George Floyds to,
Absolutely. And we just
everything that
have Tyree.
just Tyree, like it is so relevant. I say that unfortunately, it's still relevant.
Right,
You
that's what I'm saying. It's timely, and it will be timeless.
know,
So
time.
definitely this is a time that you're going around spreading. So please, at this moment, share your social media so people can follow you and then let us know about tour dates that you have coming up because I know you just finished part of it, but you have some more dates to go.
Yeah, we have a couple more
The
dates to go.
snowstorm.
Yeah, right. You can find me on braddmarquis.com or Bradd Marquis everything. BRADDMARQUIS. Wherever you at, you can find that, except TikTok. I ain't on TikTok. But everywhere else I'm on. But yeah, tour dates. We have a few more dates coming up. We've just got back. We've been out for about 2 weeks straight. All through Texas, Arkansas, down south. And now we're moving up towards Lynchburg, Virginia on February 4th, and February 17th, we're in Saratoga Springs, New York. Hopefully there'll be more dates. We're working on booking more dates, hopefully during the summertime and later in the year. But right now we're finishing up this winter leg, and boy, it's been a leg.
A leg, yeah.
Been a leg.
Out of all of your music and your albums, and I love to do this. I know it's like picking a child, but what is your favorite?
It's like picking it. It's as most parents wouldn't ever pick a favorite, but they probably do have one.
Oh, of
Um,
course, I'll say that. It depends on the day. That's what I say.
right.
It
No,
depends
no,
on
no,
the
for
day.
real, for
Yeah.
real, for real, for real.
Mhm.
That's why I love. That's why I love following Deion Sanders, because he always every month he has a favorite child list and he moves them around.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because at any moment they could get some. It gets a little tricky with the children. So
Right,
yes.
right.
What?
But I think a lot of my favorite songs are on my Love EP.
Mm, mm,
A lot of my favorite songs. Who Let You Go? That's a favorite one. Eventually has always been at the top of my favorite songs list.
okay.
The One You Love, like it's funny how that Love EP came about, because a lot of those songs, 3 of those songs at least, it's a 6-7 song EP. 3 of those songs were written 2007, 2008, but they just never made any of my projects because they
Wow.
didn't connect with the theme or the mood of the project. But they're still relevant. They still, stood the test of time and sounded like they were just produced, when the album was released. And
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
sound like they're brand new songs,
Right.
especially to those who've never heard them. They are, but even if you knew about them, they still sit in 15 plus years later, they still sit as if they were just written.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so cool. That timeless. Once again, that's just what it is. And it definitely, if you're writing from an authentic space.
Right.
And so if that is what it is, then the core of you is love, and that's, your balance. So you're going to continue to display that regardless to
Right.
this year, next year,
Yeah.
all of that. So
Mhm.
that's great. Now you do have one song. It's called Roller Coaster. And based on what you said, I listened to the song and it took me on one. Actually, it was one of the first ones that I had gone to. Did
Uh-huh.
you feel like you were experiencing something in your life, like going from one
Oh my
phase of life, one album to another? What were
Let me
you?
say that is on my first Roller Coaster is on my first album, Finding My Way. We released that
Okay,
in 2007.
okay,
It's a classic. For me,
classic.
that whole album is an R&B classic. Like
Yeah.
soul R&B. I'll put it up against any soul R&B classic album.
Okay.
And that album is probably one of the rawest things you'll ever hear from a musician. I was going tumultuous time with my fiance, who at the time, my ex-fiance now.
Hmm.
But we were going through some troubles. And I remember coming to the studio. I had just started working on this album. Me and my producer, we didn't put pen to pad for 30 days. We talked and just, poured into each other and just got to, because we had just met each other and we just feeling each other out. And so we didn't record a song for over 30 days. And I remember coming to the studio. I came up from Jersey to New York on the weekends and to write this album. And I came from Jersey to New York, and he had these songs done. And he said, "Bradd, I want you to hear these tracks." And I said, and I'm feeling some kind of way because I just got in an argument, feeling some kind of way. And I was like, no. I was like, light them candles, turn off the lights, click on the mic, and let's see what happens.
Hmm.
3 of those songs, Roller Coaster, Who Let You Go? Oh no, Roller Coaster, Why'd You Have to Go? And Rendezvous, I recorded in about 10 minutes. I don't say 10 minutes.
Really?
I don't want to say 10 minutes
All
because
three?
Roller Coaster in itself was about 8 minutes of me venting.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So
And
you were all
we
in the
cut it down
four,
to 4. We cut it down to 4 minutes, but
but you were ready.
I was venting for about 8 minutes.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So let's say about 15 minutes, I recorded those 3 songs. And what you hear is what I did we didn't go back and change anything. What
Okay.
we just added the vocal layers and everything just to make it jump out. But you
Huh?
can literally hear me breaking down and crying on "Why'd You Have to Go" during the bridge. Like it's some
Wow.
parts are inaudible because I just can't, I'm crying about the scenario. And
Yeah.
we decided to keep it. Roller coaster, I'm frustrated, I'm angry. We just kept it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's good.
and so it's
That's
just, that's
good.
why I say it's one of the rawest things you'll ever hear, you know, because we didn't change a thing. We just
Yeah.
layered it and made it, you know, made it into song arrangement style.
But
But
that makes it great when you perform live because then
right,
you don't feel like it's like a studio version of you and then a live version of you. It's
right.
all you. So
It's
you
all,
can just
yeah,
go in and still do it that way. And especially because you're performing with a live
right.
band, I think that
Yep.
makes it all the more of an experience. So yeah, super dope. I just wanted to kind of key in on some of those points because as I was listening to some of it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like he's all the way in. You're probably what we would consider old soul, you know, our time.
Yeah,
Old soul
yeah.
is the way that you're carrying it. Now, we are talking about the fact that you have your new single Blowing in the Wind. Ladies
Mhm.
and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we have Bradd Marquis. And of course, this is our first day of Black History Month, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
also are celebrating the life, the legacy of Sam Cooke, and Bradd Marquis has been using his platform to do just that. So he just released a new track on that. But outside of Sam Cooke, who else were your musical influences growing up?
Hmm. Um, I mean, obviously we, you know, you get the Michael Jacksons and Whitney Houstons and all of that, you
Or
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I came, you know, my ears started to open up to music, you know, around the, you know, Beastie Boys, LL
Oh, okay.
Cool J, Run DMC, you know, era, you know,
Time, uh-huh.
Big Daddy King, Cool Mo D, so that my ears started to open up to music. I fell in love with music. Father MC, Jodeci,
Wow, shout out
treat
to
them,
Father. Yay. Okay.
treat them like they want to be treated.
Yes.
And once I heard Jodeci, man, that was it for me. I wanted to create music when I heard Jodeci.
What's your favorite Jodeci?
Well, the whole first album, obviously, like you know, Forever My
What you
Lady.
got? What you got for us?
Oh my goodness. Huh, huh. You just put me on the spot, and I can't even think of a Jodeci song right now.
Well, you can do Father treat him like if you like.
Treat
It's
them
about to be
like
relevant.
they wanna be treated. You should treat them right. Treat them like they wanna be treated. You should treat them like. Yeah, that was my jam.
Yay! Shout out to Father.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. Uptown.
yeah,
So
yeah. Oh, that was
so cool. New
Uptown Bad
Jack.
Boy. That was my thing. Yep.
Nice, 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 nice. So now, what do you have on the horizon in terms of tours, in terms of merch, in terms of new music? Are you still working on new, or are you just gonna ride in with all the catalog that you have already?
Right now, we're riding the catalog. We're immersed in all things Sam Cooke right now.
Okay,
So
okay.
we're pushing all that. We're still touring. You know, the goal is after we're done with this to buckle down and start to visualize what a new Bradd Marquis project is going to look like. You
Okay.
know, because you know we've invested so much over the last 3 years into the Sam Cooke thing, and we've grown it, and it's so just it's great. I love it. You know, as my drummer said last night, you know, and he tours with everybody. You know, all the major artists he tours with. He said, Bradd, your show is comparable to any of them. You know, Sam Cooke show, and I want to make sure my Bradd Marquis stuff is on that same level.
Sure.
You know,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely. Where would you like to tour? I know you already have it kind of planned for now, but what places would you like to go?
my goal right now for Sam Cooke is Europe and Broadway.
Hmm.
Europe and Broadway, maybe a Vegas residency like Usher or something like that. But you know, I'm more of I want to stay on the East Coast, preferably. So I want Broadway. I want to go to Europe with it, maybe Japan, because I know they're going to eat it up over there. So those are the goals, and for Bradd Marquis, just everywhere, just continue to spread, you know, continue to grow this. Take this Sam Cooke thing, infuse it with Bradd Marquis, and just grow it. Just,
Yeah.
and hopefully people, learn more about me through Sam, and vice versa, and vice versa. For those who may have forgotten or never knew about Sam Cooke, can get that education on his influence and impact on the music industry, because without him, we are not here. He was one of the co-creators of soul music. He was an entrepreneur where there's no Berry Gordy or Puffy or, or Rockefeller, any of these places without his influence and his impact. So for
Mhm.
individuals to know that and to learn that, and then to listen to his music, as we know, he's top 3 on the 200, Billboard 200, singers of all time, you know. So that was a blessing in
Singers
disguise
of all time. Yeah,
of all time, and is great that he's being remembered and honored in that way, because he died at 33,
absolutely.
died at a very, very young age. So his legacy didn't live in the same way that Aretha Franklin's or Ray Charles's did,
Right, right.
but he preceded them. Him and Ray Charles were neck and neck, but he preceded
Mm,
Aretha,
mm.
and he actually helped her become Aretha Franklin. So that his story needs to be told more,
Absolutely.
more.
Yes. Congratulations to you for sharing the story, for being able to embody that legacy and being able to carry it. I'm certain that those brands will commingle and you will walk into a new energy for the
Yeah.
second phase of you coming from this project into the Bradd Marquis project. I will tell you that I do love the album cover, which I actually thought might have been your logo, but I love the A for authentic. So I think
Mm.
that you really should hang in there with that one
With that
because
one,
mhm,
that
I
was fun. I
really
drew. I
like that
remember
one.
I drew that on my birthday. I was at dinner on my birthday, and I drew it on a napkin.
Oh yes, the napkin meetings are the best, right? They go on forever.
Right,
It's like
right,
that is just that real core idea. Like I don't have anything but a napkin, but I'm gonna make certain that I make it stick. So
right.
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Bradd, for joining us today on Champagne and Conversations. Our first day of Black History, as we have shared, you are doing amazing things with your project as well as sharing the legacy of Sam Cooke, and we encourage you to keep going. We
Thank
will cheer you on from wherever we are. If we can catch a show around these snowstorms and such,
you.
we will
Careful.
be right there. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, and
Thanks
we
for having
look forward to seeing you. Yes, thank you. Hang with us, and we'll take you out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.